that don't feel pressured about our goals. It's either we pick people that see the best in us, even with our flaws. It's either we go with partners that are ready to help us achieve more, or we decide to go with those people that feel intimidated by what we want to achieve. I think one thing the Almighty has really, really blessed me with is having a very good partner, and I don't take it for granted. Come here, don't worry me. Because I can boldly say that I'm here today because of my husband's support. I can decide to fly, wear coats of many colors because of it. Very possible. I do a white collar job. I work on World Bank projects. I work on, as a project manager, managing over 10 projects. But I also have my own with 3 kids. Also try to be a very good entrepreneur, a public speaker. And I can't achieve that on my own, except if you actually have somebody beside you that doesn't feel intimidated by your goals. But rather, when that idea comes in your head, you can actually even share and be like, come on, let's go right. I think I can actually do something like this, like this, like this. I said, why not let me recommend you? Let me take you to somebody that you can speak with. I think speaking with this person can actually even help you, guide you, even fund whatever it is you want to do, and you move forward. And there are times it is normal, sister, we will be overwhelmed. We will be overwhelmed. But there is still also somebody to give us that support. And that is why when I fully thought about what that guest speaker, his answer was, I was like, damn, what are we actually looking for in life? The worst thing that can happen to any mankind is picking the wrong spouse. It will make your journey fail. Before you pick up, it's by grace of God. There are people that don't even get to pick up themselves even once they are born. And we don't want to find ourselves in that kind of situation. We need to plan. Think with our head, not only with our hearts. When you're seeing the red flag or the green flag, be noting it down. The ones you can change, the ones you cannot change, the ones you can live with. Please tell yourself the truth. And I think one of the worst things that can ever happen to any woman is when you don't actually tell yourself the truth. When you don't tell yourself the truth. I've seen people that, yes, we've been talking about project yourself in good light. Show up. Let people know what you do. Put it out there. Because that's the only way that they can refer you. Yes, stamp. Absolutely. But guess what? You cannot be projecting what you are not. You cannot be projecting false. And I've also seen women that their fake life, they are already living it as their real life. And that is where the problem starts. When you start living your fake life that you are projecting as your real life, you see the growth you are meant to have, you have covered it. That growth you are meant to have, you've already covered it. So there is a difference. And that's why I said, we should get to a point in our life whereby I'll actually tell myself the truth and be like, you know what, baby girl? How many multiple streams of income do you currently have? Checking double or should you double? What else can I do? What else can I learn? What else do I have capacity of doing? Who else can I collaborate with? Who else can I work with? How can I bring more sales funnel into what I'm doing? But when I'm already projecting myself coming here, I went to rent a woman. I rent driver. They opened door for me. Pinky, say you go borrow me 500K. You don't go borrow. Even if I reach out, because even if I try to, you even think I'm joking and be like, camera stop playing now. How will you need 1 million? You don't need it now. And at the end of the day, the potential people that can actually even help us, we'll use our fake life to chase them away. Because we are projecting what is not true. When we get to that stage, my sister, project them. You hang it, you pay your dues. But if you are not there, and you are not telling yourself the truth on how you can be there, and working towards how you can get there, and you are already projecting false, then you now start living in your own life. Then there's a problem. You will never grow. Then you will now get to a point you will be robbing Peter to pay Paul because you want to keep up the lifestyle. So where are we as women? We must, every once in a while, reevaluate even ourselves and tell ourselves, where am I at the moment? Where do I want to be? Where am I going to? How is my destination looking like? Am I 15 meters closer? Or I'm still 100 meters away? What can I do to be 70% closer to where I want to be? Those are the kind of conversation we should start having with ourselves. It is very, very important that we get those clarity from ourselves. And please don't ever forget, I said something at the beginning of this session. God will plan it. Life will confirm it. Your mentor will help you refine it, that idea you have. But you will be the one to execute it. So if you have that idea and you're waiting for God to come and help you execute it on your own, because most times, even when opportunity comes, most of us are not ready. We've been waiting for that opportunity all our lives. We've been waiting for that all our lives. We've been waiting for that promotion all our lives. But when that opportunity comes, when you finally see that investor, and you don't even have a solid 2 minutes pitch in your hand, and you are looking at the investor and say, yes, sir. So I have a manufacturing kuli brand, sir. So we package it, sir. So we just try to package the kuli and we sell it, sir. So, I'll be very glad if you can actually be an investor in our company, sir. Inga, Matare. How prepared are you for that thing you are asking God? Because that success you are looking for, my sister, to come with sleepless nights. That success you are looking for, most likely to come with you sleeping 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 3 a.m. Are you ready? Are you ready to walk that path? Most of us, how many people follow Vicky James here? Amazing. Let me say this one. When we see, this is the last place, because thank you for signaling me, I can go on and on. When we see Vicky James highlights, and she's always posting, I'll be like, oh my God, Vicky James, she's so lucky, God has blessed her. She's just so lucky with everything, God is just blessing her. Me, when I watch things on social media, I pick what I want to pick and I learn from it. And those things I pick, most people might not even notice. Looking at the glitter and the glam of the whole video. And when she was pregnant, when she revealed, Tomike, who follows Tomike here? Good. Tomike made a statement. And she said, Vicky, now that you are pregnant, please, you cannot be leaving your warehouse clinic on 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You are pregnant now. You cannot be leaving 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And you know what's troubling? A normal people will watch that video and be all smiles, cry about the glam, about the she's pregnant. But one thing I picked was, even Vicky James is sleeping 2 a.m. Who am I? Vicky James is leaving her fashion house 3 a.m. Who am I? That I will say I have deliverables and I cannot sleep till 2 a.m. to deliver, to get me to that place I'm hiring, that goal I want, that achievement, that result I want to achieve. Who am I? And that is why I said most of us, we pray for opportunities, but we are not even ready. We are not ready to nail it. I don't have quarter of the million she has. I don't have shishi of the million she has in her account. And she's sleeping 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And I'm here saying, God, why did you even give me this job? The wala is too much. Am I being grateful? The other way around. I said something at the beginning of this session, and I want it to sink in. Clarity will never come to us as GPS. God will never say in 200 meters, turn right. In 600 meters, turn back. Then you see a man there, that's your helper. He will only show that highlight, that small light that you can use to see to direct you to where you are going. So it's either left for you to grab it or leave it or move with it aggressively. The ball is in our court. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, she covered and touched on all bases. She didn't leave anyone out. And we have such massive respect for you. And once again, we'd like to put our hands together for you once again. For doing such an amazing job. Thank you so much, ma'am. If there is one thing I know that young people struggle with, it is in this area of clarity. You see, when you ask young people, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Usually they don't know what to say. And I really do not blame them, because when you don't know, you don't know, right? And when you know. And you can only act based off of the information you have at your disposal. And that's why this particular session is important, because when you then know, you will need to sit down and plan and build a structure for the life you are about to embark upon. Our previous speaker talked about the importance of spirituality. Of course, know that you know God is important. The importance of God, the importance of good friends, the importance of mentors, and the importance of self-introspection. I see people on social media today, zero emotional intelligence. They just type whatever, they just type on social media, attacking people for no reason. They have no goals, no destination, no objective, nothing whatsoever. It's just all cruise and vibes. And this shows a serious lack of self-awareness. It is a pandemic, it is so saddening, and I just hope God comes to our aid at this point in time, and that people focuses on what is more important instead of prioritizing what is really not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we are learning from what's been happening so far, and I hope you are taking notes. Nothing really changes without repetition. So you hear it once, you hear it again and again and again. That is how you install new beliefs. It is true repetition. Okay, now I'd like to look to your neighbor. Look at your neighbor. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor. Neighbor. You are made for more. You are made, say it like you believe it. You are made for more. Thank you. And it's in that spirit I'd like to bring forward our next speaker, the beautiful, the delectable Hafsa Oloriegbe. Mrs. Hafsa Oloriegbe. Let's give honor to whom honor is due. And let's keep clapping till she makes her way to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Hi everyone. Hello. I'm so sorry I came late. It's unlike me. I wanted some of my cousins to be here because they usually disturb me about these things. And for some reasons, they are still not here. I had to go to video and they still couldn't make it. But that's for the way. I think why I'm saying this story is just to tell you, to buttress what Miss has said. You have to be prepared. Opportunities will come, but you have to be prepared that when the opportunity comes, am I ready? Because I mean, the opportunity was there for them to be here today, but they are still not ready. But that's by the way. So my delectable sister gave me some topics to talk about. A funny story, she said some of the topics, and I'm like, wait, how did you see me and you feel like this is what I am? I think she was talking about legal structure, this. I told her, I said, sis, I'm not a lawyer that goes to court. I am a corporate lawyer and I do a lot of things by the side. So I sent her my profile. I said, now, this is who I am. And that is it. You don't have to, just because someone sees you and feel this is who you are, then you align with them. You have to really know what you are doing. And one thing I'm always saying is you have to focus on your focus. So she changed my topic. I told her, I said, I'm still building. I'm still becoming who I want to be. And I don't know, maybe in a few years, I'll be that person, or I'll still continue building till I'm 50, 60. The idea is, I know I am building. So let's change the topic. So she gave me building while becoming, clarity, capacity, choosing the right pace, and structure without pressure, doing business right, without rushing the process. So first thing, let's start with a question. How many of us have the pressure to have you want to figure it all out now, you want to know who you are right now, and you feel like you have to do it now? How many of us? So the truth is, as a woman, and because of social media, we feel like because my friends or my colleagues are doing this, I have to be this. And I feel like once you get the hack of, I don't need to follow the trend, you've gotten 50% of your life right. You don't need to follow the fact that, oh, because my friend is doing this, I have to do this. Or because my friend has this, I have to have this too. And that brings us to building. Everybody has a business idea they want to do. Everybody has businesses they want to do. But how do you start? You have to build right, and you have to have the right structure. Which means, for example, let me give you a backstory. I own a fashion business and I own a fabric business. People see, oh, you have so much money. So when you are opening a store, we expect it to be like 2-story building. Backstory, I don't have so much money. That's what they believe. What I'm saying is, this is what is expected of me. But is that what, do I have the capacity to do that now? Not financial capacity, I mean my own capacity. Don't forget I run other things. I have other things I am doing career-wise. And I still have passion for this and I still want to make money out of it. If I now open a fashion house, so to say, and then they come for the opening and everything, what happens after? How does the business run? I have other things I'm doing, and I still want this one to work too. Yes, I might even employ a fashion manager, a this, a that, and everything. That's building, right? But you have the structure, because that's not structure. Building and saying, oh, I own a big shop, and I'm the madam, and you come, and everything. That's not structure. Do you even know what you're doing? Because even when I didn't just venture into fashion, I went to a fashion school. I've been going to fashion school since I was in 300 level. That's like 15 years ago or so. And after I finished, I still went to another fashion school. I think I went to like 3 fashion schools. So if you went to a fashion school and you opened a fashion house, you're not someone that will be so comfortable leaving your tailors alone to do everything, no matter how good they are. You would want to see some things, irrespective of you having a quality assurance manager having this. But let me ask you a question. Your target audience, your clients, do you have them? Do you have even the money to run all those things? And you are building so big just because that is what the society expects you of you. So what I'm saying is, when you're building a foundation, irrespective of how capacity you feel you have financially, or how you feel, oh, I have these streams of people that will patronize me, test it first. Do a litmus test. When they say start small, they are not joking. you have the capacity. I mean, Davido's sister said they gave her how many dollars to start a business, and she was looking at herself like, well, I have the money, why is this business not running? That's because you just start and you don't have the capacity. It's not about mental or financial capacity. You have the capacity to build. Do the litmus test. See what is wrong in this business, what is not going well, what is going on. Even if you start big, you have to be there. You can't just start big and open business for people. You are not opening business for managers. So if you sit yourself down, that is what Mrs. Yinka is trying to say. In your own self, think about it. I'm opening this business. Do I have 100% for the first 1 year or 6 months of this? So it's just not about building a business. It's about the capacity, the clarity, the structure. Why am I doing this business? What urgent am I trying to, what problem am I trying to solve? Do I really have the capacity mentally to do it? And then the structure will come. Oh, I need this person in this business. Oh, I need this person. A lot of naysayers and the positive they will come. They will tell you, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? That is why focusing on your focus is very important. You have to know what you want. You have to know where you are going, and you have to build towards it. It's not just about just following the trend. Oh, because this person has this website, has this, has that, I want to have everything at once. Even if you have the opportunity to have everything at once, my take is, do you want the business to go down the drain in the next 1 year? Because you are not prepared for it. Because you have other things you are doing. You have to have that clarity, and you have to know it yourself. It takes strong will to not follow the trend. Trust me. Every day I will still think about it. So I'm like, why can't I afford? But the issue is, am I building it for people or for myself and for other people to buy? Not that I'm building it for some things that I wouldn't even need. Because at the beginning, do I need so much when I don't even have so many clients that are coming in? So you have to know that and sit down. Okay, I'm building, for example, I want to start selling fabric. Let me use that because that's my name. And then, oh, you have where you are sourcing. You started sourcing. What's your media plan? What's your PR plan? What's this? What's that? What's that? How do I sustain it? Do I meet my sales target audience? You attend classes, you do all that, but you have to put the work. The time will come that you know you scale it, but you have to put the work. This is what building and becoming is. Knowing and being sincere with yourself, like, I am here, and this is where I am going. Then, the legal structure. I cannot emphasize that the first thing first you have to do is to register your business. If you are doing a business that needs patents, trademark, my friend here will always, I think there was a time that there was issue with designs and everything like that. That is why you have to be prepared. Whatever business you are doing, don't just see it as if you are doing it for hustling. The legacy has to be there. Whether in the nearest future you become the future president and you drop the business, be assured of yourself that while I was doing this business, I gave it my all. It made me money, I made impact, I made my clients happy. So you have to do a proper research on what the legal structure of your business entails. If you are a business that you need to patent or you need to trademark or you need to do every other thing apart from registration, it's all those money you are using to do some things that is not relevant to the business at that particular time. Hire a lawyer. There are so many lawyers that with a very small fee will be able to put you through what you need legally. And the structure has to be there. If it is, oh, I might not be available at this time, and my clients might need me, oh, I need one person. But carry someone along that you know that person is also building with you. Not that you need 2 or 3 teams that a one-man team can do, because you have to still scale through to your minimal structure. I'm not saying you will scale big. What I'm saying is, if you use a year or 2 to build a very perfect business, when you scale big, people would know you've worked for it. You have a target audience, you have where you are going, or build it. And before you know it, it will just skyrocket and you'll be like, this is luck, and that's it. They wouldn't know the hard work that went behind the scene. And that brings me to doing the business right without rushing the process. Don't just jump. There's a process. Ask the people you met there. Vicky James always shows us the process of everything she did. I'm using her example because, I mean, everything that goes into her content is intentional. She just didn't post. People will just feel like, why is this person just posting? It's intentionality. She just didn't post. If something is not right by her, like, okay, this is what I stand for, she didn't post it. If you see her structure, she didn't just started a shop in Lekki or something. She knew when the time came for her to start. She knew when to start it. So despite the fact that you are rushing to be someone, to be the biggest person in your field, you have to take your time to have it right from the beginning. If the foundation is wrong, the house will just cripple. That's why you see so many businesses fold up after a while. If they give you 50 million naira today, you have the plan to spend it now. So if you are doing your elevator pitch, you are doing this, oh, I need to scale big. Are you prepared? Have you have the structure to say, okay, when I get this grant, or when I get this loan, or I get this gift, this is how I'll take my business to be. So as we are building, as we are hoping to be the greatest in all our fields, please let's take our time to really ask ourselves, why am I doing this? Do I have the capacity, the structure to be where I am today? What am I building towards? Am I trying to be better? You can't just be stagnant, but you have to be building and becoming. And do not look at anybody. They are not feeding you. They will not be your clients. The people, like, people telling you what you are building is small, or what you are building is not the par. They are not your clients. Your clients will not care. As long as you give them quality products and you answer, your customer service is good, your output is very good, they don't care. When the time for aesthetic comes, you will do it. When the time to be the person your friends or whoever is advising you to be comes, you will tell yourself, I am ready for this. And nobody would dispute it. So with this viewpoint of mine, I think I'll just drop this to take home. Sorry. Let's just ask ourselves this. I mean, during our quiet time, we have clarity on why I'm building this. Am I just doing it to hustle? Or I'm doing it because I want to actually build something genuine? Do I have the capacity to sustain it right now? You are building something. Are you sustaining it, or you are just doing it for the sake of it? Let's see how it goes. You have to be intentional about whatever you are building. Does my structure match my current season? I mean, maybe you are only, I think there's this trend in TikTok. You say CEO, the shop will be so big, and the items inside the shop will just be. Are you that? Let's be sincere with ourselves. Or you are actually building something. And I think every day when we wake up and we try to do something about our businesses or about ourselves itself, we need to ask ourselves that. And you just need to slow down, adjust, and build at the right pace. And we pray at definitely, and clarity, of course. But I will say something, please focus on your focus. That's just it. Thank you very much.
We are happy for how you can be better than that. Thank you so much, Mark. So brave, so concise, but straight to the point, and very impactful, I must say. Building a business, especially in Nigeria, is not for the weak. And it really is not a walk in the park. You need to be in it to win it. And you need to be in it for the right reasons. Otherwise, you will burn out pretty fast if your motivation is not solid. You are doing things either to please people, or either to make quick money, or for some temporary, reason that will not last. So it's quite important that we are honest about where we are at in life. See, one thing I've realized as a person is the importance of self-honesty. I don't lie to myself. What I don't know, I don't know. And I'm not afraid to say I don't know stuff in public. I don't posture and act like what I'm not. I don't act like I have what I don't have, because I realize that I sleep well at night knowing full well that I am being my authentic self each day, every day. And so it's important for us all, whether we're trying to build a business, you're trying to expand our career, you're trying to become a better version of ourselves, to understand where we are at.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Junction tó wà before àbòdò àwọn ọmọ mi ẹ̀ ní Kíṣúrí junction.
I'll wait for
Kẹ́ máa wọ̀ ní
them to restore the power supply. So as I was saying, I said it's important for us to understand where we are at, take stock of where we are at, and be honest about it, because this will really help us in knowing how to build, when to build. For the Christians among us, Jesus said, if you want to build a house, you will first sit down and count the cost before you put your hands, in anything. So yes, that's that about that with the very next speaker. Before we call up our third speaker for today, there is something quite important that we'll need to do, but we'll wait for them to restore our supply, and then we'll get right into that. For the longest time, I've been trying to lose weight. If you're looking at me like, I know fat now, I know what I'm talking about. So I've been trying to lose weight, and it's usually the belly fat, which is the last to go. I don't know how many people work out here. Do you work out? You go to the gym, watch your food, and all that. Just one person. 3 persons.
I don't go to the gym, I watch my food.
You watch your food. Okay, well, you're watching your weight, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But I know when you want to start this adventure, you take a before picture so you can have like an after picture. I'm happy to tell you that for the last 6 years, I've been taking before pictures only. I don't have an after picture. And that is why, and that's because I never finish. I will start, I'm always ginger, 10K steps per day. I'm eating the right meals, eating my fiber, my protein, going to the gym, strength training. Before I know it, 6 weeks later, motivation is out the window and I don't go anymore. And that's repeating itself year after year after year after year. Then I discovered the solution to my problem, which is to get an accountability partner that I respect and is not my friend. Because I can be quite a stubborn goat if I don't want to do something, right? So even if I get an accountability partner, if it's someone I know and have a relationship with, I can wriggle out with the accountability and just try to act funny, But to realize any goal in any area of life, you need an accountability partner. Someone that will keep you on your toes. Someone that will remind you when you are drifting. Someone that will call you up and be like, you are losing focus. Focus on your focus, right? So for the purpose of this program, we will be having accountability partners, and then that will help us as we move along. But before we do that, we need to decide on whatever it is you're trying to work on. I'm sure that we all have what we're trying to work on as individuals. I've got mine for the business I'm trying to build. So whatever it is you're trying to build, I'm going to need you to kindly write it down in this. I have something here. Okay, thank you. Yes. That? Oh, let me see that. For the next couple of
Welcome to Ahipu.
Okay. Thank you. Hello. All right, thank you for your patience. So, whatever it is you're trying to work on, just write one problem I see people have when it comes to realizing their goals is trying to do too many things at a time. People write New Year resolutions and it's like 22. At the end of the day, they never fulfill any. And that's because you're trying to pursue multiple things at the same time. It never works. Actually, it never works. So at this point in time, write just one thing you're looking to accomplish in the next 90 days.
Welcome to Ahipu.
when we have it, let me just signify so we can continue. Write one thing you're trying to accomplish in the next 90 days, and then we'll move on to the next step. Do we all have that? Just one thing. Could be anything.
No.
At the end of the day, it's the people who execute that actually win. So it's not so much about planning. You can plan and plan and plan, but if you do not execute, then it might as well be a failure at the end of the day. And one of the ways to execute and execute fast is having an accountability partner, right? So when we have our goals, kindly let me know so we can move on to the next agenda. Next item on the agenda, I beg your pardon. Make sure it's achievable, no? It's not like making 30 million in the next 3 months, okay? It won't work out. Make it something that is achievable and realistic, right? Achievable, make it specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. I think that's smart, yeah. Make it a smart goal, and so when you have that, we will be getting accountability partners to keep us on our toes. Because this event is not just to equip you with mental knowledge, we also organize it so that we can network with one another, get to know what we do, patronize each other, recommend each other for jobs and services. Because if you want to go further, you go with people, right? Your net worth is your network. The quality of your relationship determines how far you really go, in life. That's one secret rich people have, as I've come to observe myself. So, well, you already let me know, so we can move on to the next item on the agenda, which is you will use your hand to do your say. We choose one person whose face you like here, and then that person will be your accountability partner. You exchange contacts, and they will keep you on your toes. Can we have someone record this, and then so we can have evidence? So we can have proof that it happened today. Can we have this recorded? It's ongoing. So are we ready? Do we all have our goals so that we can move at the same pace? Okay? Looks like we all do. So for the next
Please, can you explain, because I have my goal and the support areas, but it looks like the checking commitments and the action plans, what are we expected to? I might not have an idea, but then is that really what we are expected to like?
Exactly. So when you have a goal, you should then have an action. How do you go to accomplish the goal? Because your accountability partner needs to know the standard he or she is holding you up to, right? So if you say, I'm going to be posting 4 times in a week on TikTok, the person we need to look at your social media pages and see if you're actually posting 4 times on TikTok or not. So that's what your action plan is. How do you hope to accomplish this goal, so that it's measurable and we can track it. If you don't track your habits, you don't track your plan, you don't really have anything at the end of the day. So that's it.
I think the question is, what is right?
Yeah, the 30 to 60 day check-in commitment. The convener, can you kindly come in and explain that part? That one is not my department. This is how we go, please.
That's the question, right?
The 30 to 60 day check-in commitment.
Okay, so the idea is if you want the person to check in with you, maybe on Mondays or Tuesdays or 2 times a week or 3 times a week, you can just stick to them 3 times a week. Then since you're going to have a person's contact, you can just tell the person what time works for you and what day works for you. So that's
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's a 60-day, is this 60 or 90 days?
60 to 90, then you can always extend. Of
Okay.
course, you should be friends by then. Then
Okay.
you can choose if you want
Oh,
to
all right. So you're flexible. So between 30 to 90 days. They said before now they said to begin a habit or to, I don't know what the word is, like you need 21 days to adopt a new habit. But they're telling us that it's not 21 days, that is 254 days before a habit becomes imprinted in your brain and becomes a part of you really. So let's start off with 90 days. Do something for 90 days consecutively and then we'll see how long it sticks. And that is why you need accountability. To be all about cards, if you have our cards, can we just have that up in the air? Okay, we all about cards. So
Welcome to
you
Ani.
are at liberty to choose who you'd like to be your accountability partner for the next 10 minutes, and then we'll get back into the program. It should not be someone you know. That's the rule. It shouldn't be someone you know. Because you can rip that of it and be like, you're my friend now. So yeah, I'm not doing that. A totally unknown person to you. Someone you know. So let's do that quickly.
Someone here. There's someone here too.
You have a partner, can you say hi?
Hi. I just came.
You just came in. All right. You can be my partner. I'll do it too. Okay. All right, so exchange contacts and then, yeah, exchange contacts for now. Take pictures so we'll know who to call.
Yes, so the idea is to take picture with our accountability
Take
partner.
pictures, in fact, let
Then-
everybody stand up.
Yes, we're taking pictures with our accountability partners, then we're uploading it now on our socials. Ask for the person's social media handle, then add us to the post.
Yeah, tag us.
Add us.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, we are moving. That's this like the next session. We're having our big just one number before. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, let me allow you. Oh, accountability partner. Okay. Do your thing.
Okay, let's do Okay.
Okay.
So,
Am I showing? Am I
Can
showing?
we-
Yes, yes, showing. Sarah, can I? So we're on Instagram, females around the world. So on your post, kindly do add us collaboration.
Yes, ma'am.
You said your Ella.
You would love to.
Yeah, you said your Instagram. Females around the world. Please check. You can check the card. We have IG and the card.
Yes, yes. A gentleman. What's your name? Abdurrahim. Very handsome.
You just missed the picture now. Don't share. She doesn't have an accountability partner, so join them. Oh, like 3 people already.
Okay, you don't have an accountability partner. I think we all have.
She doesn't have. She doesn't have.
She doesn't have.
Does she have this?
Yes, it's clear.
So what's this for?
People should have started feeling while we were speaking.
Oh.
All right, thank you for your patience. Apologies for the break in our regularly scheduled programming. Before we proceed, like I said earlier, this is also a networking event, so I know we exchanged contacts earlier, but we're going to do that again right now. Also, because this is the inaugural edition of Shifted in Abuja, we would like to make noise about this as much as possible so that people know what we are doing here, right? It's quite imperative that we talk and shout about what we are doing so that everybody knows to be a part of it and knows to look out for the next edition. So right now, if you've taken notes, can I see your hands in the air? You took notes while the speakers were talking? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we will come forward, like in twos or in threes and stuff. We'll take pictures here, and then we'll post those pictures, and then your caption will be your biggest insight so far. All right? We are putting into action what we learned here and now. We take pictures, in fact, hold your accountability partner. We're moving around now. You are too, energy is low. Stand up and hold your accountability partner. Taking pictures, let's take against the backdrop, so we can have official pictures as well. We totally crave your indulgence, please. Kindly bear with us. You take it as well, yeah. Twos, yes, in twos. Against the backdrop. And when you post, tag us at Females Around the World, but then your caption will be your biggest insight so far. Who's gonna bell the cat? Let's have it disco here. Thank you so much. He is. Okay, I've done all the job for you. You don't have to go to AI and ask, what can I use for your caption? You don't have to do that. Just post your biggest insight so far right now, and that's it. Just let's move around and get to know one another. Okay. You already have pictures ready. Alright, so the pictures you're posting right now are the ones you took with your accountability partner. I hope you have one on your phone.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are doing that right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It doesn't matter. You are XY chromosome, so yeah, F female, F male. Okay. Thank you so much for being so good sports. Alright, who's next? Let's just do that quickly. Let's just do that quickly. And as you're doing that, we're just gonna have like a mini introduction and then what we do, yeah? We should have done that before the event started. My bad, I take full responsibility for that. Okay, we're gonna introduce ourselves, what we do, so that if I need to get one or two, I know who to call. Alright, so we're gonna start off with Mommy. This is Ruka Yahaya. Yes, ma'am.
We don't the picture.
Okay.
Good morning, once again.
Yes. Both of you are not taking pictures.
Yes. One.
Both of them.
We're not taking pictures.
Yes, but if I'm going to put it become
I don't
She
think
was
so.
your
They don't have one.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
It's actually a very tasking something. So
It's
it's going to be burdensome. So I'm really it's really burdensome.
She can handle it. I feel so.
Okay.
Sometimes people are quite, they have a well of strength within, so. Oh, I cannot say.
Don't worry. You can always have her to return to, and I'm sure she'll get someone else, or she'll take up the task.
So I'm having to stick right now.
Absolutely.
Interested.
Do you want to take your pictures now?
Okay.
Yes. So, the microphone, please. Okay. Yeah, she should stand.
You just pass.
Okay. Okay. Do you have one together, ma'am? With your phone?
They will do that.
You know already. Okay.
Thank you. My name is Rukayat Yayawa. A lot of people call me Tamira. I'm the founder of Tamira Entrepreneurship Community. Please pardon my crafty voice, it's been talking all month. I'm a seasoned project manager for over a decade. I'm currently managing about 10 to 12 projects, including 3 World Bank funded projects, from Ministry of Women Affairs to Ministry of Education, to mention a few. I'm a mom of 3 beautiful kids. Most people don't know, but my Tamira is actually from my kid's name, but people think that's my name, so that's not actually my name. Tamira came from Tariq and Amira, my first and second child to become Tamira. So that's basically what I do for a living. I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, and a project manager. Thank you.
My name is Mary, and I'm the founder of the Reach Out and Accomplishment a non-governmental organization which fosters sustainable development in communities and programs and projects with one thematic focus, which is women and girl child development, education, health, and youth development. And also, by God's grace, the convener of the SHE conference. How many of you have heard about the SHE conference? SHE conference.
Yeah.
Who heard about SHE conference? Okay. By God's grace, I happen to be the convener of the SHE conference, an annual conference which has women all across Nigeria and across by God's grace. Yeah, thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Gift. From Rivers, married to Yoruba man. I'm a public health practitioner, currently working for the Federal Ministry of Environment. But I focused, well, my previous experiences spanned around HIV and AIDS. Currently, I'm working under Federal Ministry of Environment and environmental health, basically. Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Hawa Ella. I am from Kogi State. I'm a media strategist. I work with Vanguard Against Drug Abuse it's a drug rehabilitation center. I also own a food business. I sell food, Saladas Delight. Restaurant is in staff because we need to want. I place of It's a pleasure to be here.
Good morning. My name is Alaya Adela Mubat. I'm from Kwara State. I own a business where Ibadan NG includes clothing brand, Abaya and Adire and lots more. One amazing 22
everyone. My name is Patience. So when I hit somebody should get this. I'm a relationship and marriage coach, help singles to transition and also help couples rebuild trust, heal after a break in their relationship. I'm the founder of Power and Life Hope. Mostly a teacher, teaches the children of church and even in the school, and fashion designer and hairdress. Nice to meet you all.
Hello, good morning. My name is Abdurrahim Olamide. I'm from Kwara State. I am a public servant, stroke, and entrepreneur. I work with National Agency for Science, Engineering, Infrastructure, that's NASENI. We deal with science and technology, innovations and things like that. Then on the side, as an entrepreneur, I run a livestock business focusing on rams and cows.
In a month's time now, we should be patronizing you. Something about that.
Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. Before I introduce myself, I'm so happy to be among great minds. I mean, please, when we finish, let's all connect each other's hands.
We have a connection to do, by the way. We need to build.
Yes.
We are building.
Yes. I mean, I'm seeing so many. I need him for the fashion tech thing. I need a lot of people here for a lot of things I'm building. And I'm very sure a lot of people still need me to achieve that. So please, let's connect. I think the idea behind the program is to have something after this. By the way, my name is Hafsat Olorengbe. I have plenty of things I am doing. But first and foremost, I'm a lawyer who doesn't go to court. I'm a corporate lawyer and I'm a legal consultant. I formulate policies, all the bills people see, all the laws you see. I'm part of it and I'm happy to be part of it. And then I'm an entrepreneur. I own a fabric business. I own a fashion business. I partner with real estate. And I also own an event creation business. And I'm a mom of 2 boys. And what else? I think that's, yes, and I'm trying to open another business too. In the making. So it's nice to be here.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Adiola Dumo. Like you said, you are Rivers, but you married Yoruba. I'm Yoruba and I married Oyosa. I'm from Kwara State. Yes. And I'm a mindset and a confidence coach. I work with individuals, teams, organizations, basically to help people transform their minds, to help them build confidence, break through limiting beliefs, and all of that. And I do that through coaching, trainings, consulting, and all of that. And I'm also the convener, by the grace of God, of the Audacious Woman Conference. And it's an annual conference for women to help them lean into their boldness. And just this year, I'm adding another, I don't know what I'll call it, but another project to something like that. And this one is called the Confident Girl Conference, and it's for teenagers, teenage girls, the girl child. So we're doing that by God's grace in April this year. We're working on empowering teenage girls. It's a free conference, so if you have teenage girls, I would like to connect with you after this. So it's a pleasure to be amongst amazing women, and men such as yourself. All right, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's really a pleasure being in the midst of amazing people. My name is Blessing Atonga. I am a chartered accountant and HR. I am in the business of businesses because in my field I get to work with a lot of founders, and I just see that people are working so hard and then they are burnt out, they cannot scale, they don't have clarity. They're just working and working and working, but they don't even know where they are going to go to and how to get there. So I help with what I do basically is just accounting solutions, finance strategies, human resource. I also am the convener for Employability Summit. We had our first session about a month ago where we brought out people that were seeking for jobs, because in the business of businesses, right, employers are looking for the right employees. And then I have access, I get to be the middleman most times. I'm on the employer part, I'm on the employee part. So I'm just like the person that's trying to ensure that we don't go crazy in this part of the world, so that both parties are, we're on the same page, and that's how we can nurture a structured economy. Because if Nigeria is going to be great, it's in the future of entrepreneurs. And if entrepreneurs don't have it right, they don't have it clear, we don't know what we're doing. So that's just really what I do. I help with accounting, finance, human resource solutions, and yeah, that's just it. Thank you very much.
Tested and trusted.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rukoya Adenike Rashid. I am Yoruba from the States, married to a looking man. I am a mom of 2 boys, and I am a virtual assistant and a teacher.
Okay, no problem.
I help business owners manage their businesses online, respond to DMs, manage emails, anything virtual. You can reach out to me. Thank you.
I'll need my contact. Okay, you always reach out to me for people like you. Okay, ma. I think I can recommend.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. First, I want to say, did you notice the 2 moms of boys here said, I'm a mom of 2 boys? Because that's a whole job. Like, it's so stressful to be the boys. Anyway, I'm so happy to be here. I told myself this year that, so I'm an influencer. I told myself this year that we do a lot of things on social media. And this year, I want to actually network with people. I want to meet real people. Because we meet so many people on social media, we know each other, we don't know ourselves in real life. And I really want to attend so many events and actually network with real people, real life people. I took my kids to a certain school because I wanted to network. And you won't believe, for 3 years, I don't even know any parents in that school. I just dropped my kids and I told back. But this year I said I will drop my kids, I will stand around and actually relate with other parents. Because they actually try to relate to me, but I don't know. I just don't lack. I don't know why. Anyway, my name is Hawa Abdurrahim Owodimi. I'm from Kwara State. I'm a lawyer. I don't go to court. I do private practice once in a while. I'm a mom of 3. I'm an influencer. I'm a fashion designer. And the name of my brand is Kulu Abuja. I own an NGO called the Pink October. What we do is breast cancer awareness. I don't know, I've never come across personally any breast cancer victim. But I'm so passionate about this cause. I don't know why. I feel like so many, I think 60% of women, 60% of cancer these days are breast cancer.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that early detection can actually save lives. And if you detect it early, you can actually cut off the breast. That's the only cancer that almost has a cure. But then so many people don't know about it. So that's what we do. I'm so happy to be here, and I can't wait to share my knowledge and insights with everybody here. Thank you.
I was connecting you with a breast cancer survivor. She has to have her breast out. Her Bible grace, because of her experience, she's partnering with some persons from America, which country. They come with Nigeria with drugs treatment for people. So I'll share you her contact.
Thank you.
She impacts thousands here in Abuja, even Abuja Mawa State. Please remind me for I'll show you some contact.
All right, thank you all so much for being such good sports. A round of applause for all of you once again. You are amazing and beautiful, and it's an honor to be standing in your presence. My name is Simi Williams. I'm from Kwara State, Irregular local government, Oko to be precise. Kwara folks, can I see our hands in the air? Hello. We are proud and we know it. Hello. Okay, so I'm a media strategist, a media and communication strategist, and I'm an MC, red carpet host. I I'm a video ads creator. I represent brands and convey their messages to their audience to increase sales and brand awareness. I am also an identity and confidence coach in training, actually. And what else? Yes, I guess that'll be all for now. That'll be all for now. I coach red carpet hosts, those who are already started, those who are newbies and looking to get into the industry. I coach them as well through my company, Sales Consult. I have a communication and capacity building company called Sales Consult, and that's what we do there. Like her, I made up my mind this year to network with people, because for someone whose job is front-facing, I'm terribly introverted. I do not go anywhere. If I'm not working, I'm in my house, my bed is my husband, and I'm in a toxic relationship with my bed, but I'm breaking up with it this year. And I've decided to take on more events and just get to meet people. You go through experiences in life that are quite dangerous, that it traumatizes you, and people become unsafe, like automatically. You see people, you sense danger, you turn around and you walk away. Because you don't want wahala. That has always been my mantra. I don't want wahala, I don't want shege, I don't want problem. I have had enough. But I'm getting on top of that this year. I'm facing my fears. And I choose to believe that there are still good people in the world. And how do I know? Because I've met the bad people. So presence of bad people shows me there are good people. Right? Because it's a polarized world. For every good, there is a bad. For light, there is dark. For up, there is down. And so for bad, there is good. I choose to believe in the good. And I'm looking forward to connecting with everyone here, actually. And it's a pleasure to be here. Round of applause for me. Thank you. All right, without further ado, we'll continue with the program of the day. We'll still have 2 to 3 more speakers left, and they're ready for us to take us on their session. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the powerhouse, Miriam Eugene. A round of applause for her as she comes forward for a session.
First of all, why did she say the powerhouse? I don't understand.
Because you're a powerhouse.
Please, can anyone permit me to speak? Okay. Thank you very much. Permission from you. Okay, I think I missed. Okay. I think I missed. No, can you hear me, right? Yes. Thank you. So I think I missed something from what I do. I was actually inspired by when you mentioned about doing something. So let me share with you what about giving. So I'm coming up with a network called Brand Elite Network, where businesses and professionals, executives can come together on network, get information. It's like a network where I get answers, I get information, I get links, business contracts with the right persons. We'll be launching very soon, and by the time we're ready, I'll let you know. I can invite everyone in for a few minutes. And I'd like to first of all comment. I don't know your name, please. No, Abigail, for this program. When I began the She Conference, I had no one to actually address me. I was just like a big a child without a mother. I didn't know what to do. So most times I get people to be the front, do the things. I just organize. I'm very good with that. I put this together. But then I shy away from coming up to the stage. So I shy away from coming to the stage. So this year I decided to do something different. So most times, brands calls me to come and speak or speak to their events, and I just say them. Maybe if I do say no, I will give an excuse. And so it was a new year, and I got the invites, and because I started to say this is gonna be a new me, I said yes. So this is me coming out to speak for the very first time.
So a quick story, that's the reason why she does not know my name. One of my friends told me about her. that we could also have her as a speaker. So hence, maybe we're not so close. Every of the speakers that we have here, we have.
So it's very clear because I share with from everything. I have friends calling me in I just dress. Alright, thank you very much for considering me once again. And because of this topic today, the woman so actually what actually inspired me to say yes again, it was when I saw the name shifted. So that's why I'm trying to shift my mindset. I'm trying to shift from who that thought thinks I am. I decided to say yes. And for me, please to reach from my notes, I actually put my thoughts. Don't forget my first thing. Alright. So the topic I was giving to today is the woman within. If you come up with the stories and the topic so everyone will have a good understanding on what we're talking about. The woman within. Mental health, identity, and emotional resilience. Our focus for today is mental health and self-mastery, which covers burnout, comparison, imposter syndrome, and talking about healing patterns that affect work, money, and relationships, emotional intelligence, or decision making, rest, boundaries, and self-worth. This is how it was sent to me. So I'm able to read it out. Thank you. So we'll begin with today we are going to be talking about the internal architecture that holds us up when the world expects us to be strong women. I'm sure we all understand that. And I'm going to begin with the identity crisis and imposter syndrome. Now let's discuss the elephant in the room, which is, of course, the imposter syndrome. We often think we feel like imposters because we aren't good enough, but then that's a lie. You feel like you're an imposter because you are a pioneer. So I'm sure many of us are doing something that we feel like, I don't wish to do this kind of thing, but then the thought comes to your mind. And then that thought feels like, and it tells you that you're not worth it, or kind of, oh, I need to start this. That's an imposter syndrome. Now, this is just, you are studied in rooms, your ancestors, your parents, even your family weren't allowed in by God. Now let me tell you a story, a personal story for me. When I began the SHE conference, let me begin with strategy, that's my mission acronym. When I began strategy, I launched the book because I had a project on menstrual hygiene. And because I'm a writer, I didn't mention that too. Yeah. I published 3 books on menstruation. So each time I go to communities or schools, you realize that these kids ask questions, right? But then they don't come out straight to ask these questions directly. So they want to write it. I mean, they don't want to ask questions. So when you now say, okay, get a piece of paper and write your questions, then the questions flood in. And I'm like, okay, I'm not a doctor. I'm just an architect by profession. What do? The writing skills came up. I went to research. I had these questions answered, and then, of course, a book came out. I wrote 3 books. One a reader because I thought that, okay, I'm coming to speak to these girls for 30 minutes is not enough. They need a take home. So I came up with a reader, first of all. And then the second was now the answer questions. Now, these same questions that we've been asked, I had to compile all of these questions. I got a doctor, a nurse, I came already to help me with these questions. She did not respond. And then what? I took the mantle. I went for research. I answered these questions. The books were reviewed by doctors themselves, and they okayed it. And I published. Now, back to what I was saying. My story now commences. I went to my family. Hello, bros. And his wife, that's just like this. I went to them. I was like, I just did a book that I want to launch, and as well launch the organization. Guess the response I got? A very scorning laughter. Like a discouraging laughter. So they were like, no. My name is Gina. And then they were like, no. Hey, you want to write a book? Like, I'm being practical here. Now, instead of encouraging me, I was gone. Because they were seeing the person they knew. I'm not knowing if there's something, coming up, there's about coming out. Or there's something there'll be a shift. there will be a shift in me. And because they were not used to that, having someone in the family space who is a writer, who's coming out to the public space. They're just used to the 9-to-5 jobs, and she, of course, a stay-at-home mom. They were like, yeah, I feel like, no. And at that point, I'm like, no, this is not my space. I'm not supposed to be here. It's just clear. Family is not, there's no issue of being blood here. It's about me this time. So I left. And so when it was time for me to launch and unveil right now, guess who came to unveil the organization? I didn't even call. I only sent a message. Just the way he sent me a message to, Ma, please, I would like to come to my event and do the launching and all of that. The current minister, the current senator Ireti and Adedayo, the current Mali secretary, and since then we've had a very beautiful relationship. Now when they came to my event, because if you see my face to start with, you actually not think I can actually, my face has a way of giving people out anyway. And then so when they came to my event, my brother he came late actually because he thought, what will happen? Let me just come. That's what I'm better. You understand? Yeah. So when he came, and my son came, I was like, wow. So I remember someone came to me, I was like, Maria, I just want to put this up. I'm like, yes, but then it's God. So that's imposter syndrome. It tells you why you're doing this, but because of you're a pioneer. Now the Spirit of God, I mean, sorry for two times, again, I believe this is God's across everywhere. Now the Spirit of God puts in something in you, and it's not by mistake. I'm not trying to preach, but I want that to sink. And whatever your mind gets to think, you can actually. He said, I cannot do all things through Christ. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry, please. Forgive me for that. I don't want to go too deep. So, but here is the danger. If your identity again is tied to your success, what happens when the project fails? If you are only the boss, who are you when you go home and the lights are off? I went to Adamawa State. So these books now, I'm trying to have these books out, right? After I launched here in Abuja, I had a vision to have it all around Nigeria State, sorry. And so I went to Adamawa State. I partnered with one of the House of Reg members because I was looking for a key. If I say key, you understand what I mean by keys. Prosecute access, that's the word. So because I don't know anywhere in I've not been to Adamawa State, I needed a key. A pass for people to hear about my book. I want to come around to launch the books and have it go around. So I made a mistake. Because I was thinking I needed somebody. I went to meet one of the House of Reg members. I said, Ma, okay, I think you're my key. Go in. Let me know like it's your book you're launching, and then let's have it done. A gentleman agreement. That's because so it did not work out. And then my friends, everyone was expecting that because we had the event, the big lunch at the government house. Finteries, the breads were there. I was just sitting with commissioners. This small Marianne was still commissioners. So when they saw the things online, so they were expecting like a lot of things were going to happen. So now what happens when the lights are off? Well, I came out without a dime. Yes. Please, a warning, not for my mistake. Not just politicians thing. That happened to me. I came out like I have to first go to Bauchi and relax for some more to let me know what really happened to me. Hello. And so what happens when the lights off? If your success, if your identity is tied to your success, so what happens when you fail? And I tell you, failure is so beautiful. Because from that failure, I learned that even with your mother, you are doing things with, you should have an MOU, write it down, lawyers in the house, am I right? Yep. Because I was thinking that she said, Mommy, I want to need help me down, all this paparazzi, Mommy, as I remember, I know so much, she's a mother now, she has a son like me, she won't cheat me. And when the money came out, I left without a dime. It was so cruel. And I used all my investments, I did 8,000 books. Launched at the government house, big show. Nothing happened. Nothing came at home. Okay, so That's it. Many women in leadership confuse what they do with who they are. So when the humanitarian, okay, I'm a humanitarian, when the lawyer, too, general accountant, every other person, whatever you think, you know you not you think, you know you are, or the president or the CEO is tired, the woman within feels like she's failing. Who have ever experienced that? There's sometimes you wake up in the morning and you feel like, I don't even know if it's left or right I'm going to do. But then it's okay to rest, you know. It's okay to actually rest. It's okay to actually don't even know what to do. Yeah. I think it's okay. But that does not mean you are actually feeling. You see all these things that the devil tells us to do. The devil is a liar. Whether you're Muslim or a Christian, the devil is one. He's a liar. And for me, I believe that failure is a good strategy success, because when you fail, you will know the next best options to take. Like now I know better. I would never do what's it called? Gentleman agreement with anybody, irrespective of who. I will never do. Oh my God! Like you are telling me we are not partner. I bring it down. Bring it down. Let us write it. What is it for me? What is it not for me? Clean, make the vision clear. Thank you. Alright, so women often build their identity on sand, like I said earlier, social media metrics or roles like my mother, my wife, instead of the bedroom, instinctive value, instead of the woman within. Let's talk about comparison. Women. Comparison is a thief of vision. When we compare our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, I'm surprised if all of us said it on today. I was like, we actually have the spirit here. Behind the scenes to someone else's reel, we develop a distorted identity. Madam, when you woke up this morning, do you know how you look like? When I woke up this morning, okay, I'm not wearing it. You're wearing it. All of us are. You look so. I'm not wearing it. I would have missed myself. But let me borrow you, please. Let me borrow you. When you woke up this morning, were you wearing this wig? Were you wearing this makeup on? How will you make you? I don't know. Nobody knows. And then when I will now wake up, I come and rock all that. I come and wear what's it called, the Brazilian wig, or this one I'm trying I manage and wear yesterday. I come out and I carry my phone. And maybe I'll borrow somebody else's phone set. And now do maybe I can just go to ShopRite or Sheraton. Then I'll carry a picture. Hello. We are here chilling out with the blah 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 blah. And you are in your house. That person don't get 1K for your account though. You don't even know what that person is doing. Your life can even be better. Where you are, that person is the one praying to be like you. And then you are in your house. Because of this one don't open social media. You know they feel like they fail. Why? Comparison is a thief. Like it's a thief of vision. And then from there, maybe you are called to something else. You're not going to feel like, this thing that this person is doing, are you sure I will not switch and go to this person's? And then you've lost it too. And then if you're a spiritual person, you understand seasons. It takes time for that season of yours to come around. I'm sure. Alright, so another point is reframing. Okay, let's talk about the reframing imposter syndrome. Feeling like an imposter usually happens when you are in a room where you've never been before, like I said before. My family, nobody has actually been there, seen on camera. They did that. I think which TV saw me, they were like, After all of these things now, after they laughed at me and one or two happens, I was now shown on TV, they were like, So because it has never happened in your family, it does not mean God cannot be given to you. That nation is calling on you. You are capable. You are like whoever you think you want to be or you can be, and you ask and you ask God in sincerity, not trying to compare yourself to anybody. I tell you, there is nothing you cannot do in God. If God helps you, there is nothing. So like, what we take home from this, we take home from this is, your value is not a variable based on your performance. Your value is a constant, mathematics. You must move on from a role-based identity to a value-based identity. Stop saying, I am what I do. And start saying, I am the woman who brings vision to whatever I touch. Did anybody get that? Did that sink? Stop saying, I am what I do. You are more than what you did you're doing. And start saying, I am the woman who brings vision to whatever I touch. The second topic is on healing patterns. That's the foundation. So as someone with a background in architecture, I know that you cannot build a skyscraper on a cracked foundation. Many of us are trying to build a light on top of unhealed patterns. We overwork ourselves. We overwork because we are trying to prove someone from our past wrong. If someone does not see your words, tell them sorry, because indeed life is difficult for the blind.
Fuck it.
Alright, so I believe the storytelling why it was trying to communicate. So I once how do I begin this? As a woman, I made a mistake in life, or life happened, and I saw myself dating a narcissist in the past. And so there's this thing, this comparison, narcissists are really, even you only know should not date a narcissist. Alright, so because he wants to prove a point to me, that of course I know this, you know this thing, it's not an insult, or you cannot become that, but you never share it there. And then you want to overwork yourself because of a man to prove what point. So a guy tells you you're not beautiful because you think so, and then you know how to come and start killing yourself, go and be doing big deal. When you know that the place you're supposed to go and do it, they cannot do it because because of you want to just impress a nobody. You now want to go and overwork yourself just to impress, and for what? If it's not seen, I think I'm sorry. I since you choose to be blind, I shall not be easy for people that are blind. It's not my fault for you not to see who I am, my words. So please shift. And I thank God I was able to realize my words. I left, and when I left, he was actually thinking that I was going to come back. Come back where? When I felt fresh air outside. No, have you experienced this? You could be in a room and you think you're comfortable. But then when you step out, you realize that there's fresh air. But then you've been inside and you think everywhere is actually cool. Who have experienced that amongst us, please? Thank you. So that's how I felt. And so also, see my words. I'm so sorry. We settle for less in relationships because we haven't decided we are worth the best. I'm not the best though, and the best is what I'm going to get. Everything that seems lesser than this is not for me. Tell yourself that. I think that should come. See, the things you tell yourself all the time, when you remind yourself of all the time, it just happens. You just see life. Some scientists say the world operates on energies, negative and positive energies. So whatever you speak, if you speak negative, the negative energy will absorb it and bring it to you. If you speak positive, the positive energy will absorb it and bring it to you. So that's if you believe and you tell yourself, like what you said, when you always tell yourself what you want, who you are, remind your spirit, your soul, your body, that thing will come. And you find yourself being in places that is meant for the people that are actually the best. Alright, so we have some people actually have a scarcity relationship with money because they are still afraid of the lack, they still feel the goal, financial trauma, or scarcity mindset from the past can actually make a woman hoard money for fear spending it, even when she's successful. And it's having burnout. If I say, I will spend the money, they say, Stanley Okwere, I people avoid that movie, Billionaire, Billionaire. Sapa Cash, Ubamaka, something like that. That song. Billionaire only cash, chopping and spending cash. There is no mercy for money. Makawai, the cash. Some women will actually have the cash. You will work your life out. But because they actually experience what they call patara, brokenness. You know patara here. Nobody speaks answer. Sorry, I'm kind of state. There's not, so because you've experienced a season when you broke, and so God has blessed you in future. And then to spend the money that become a problem for you. Why? You don't want to finish. And then God forbid though, something that happened, that person, you now come and die. The way they will spend it there. Please. So there's a story of a man that had wealth, a true life story. While he was on earth, he made money, had estates, has cars, had a lot of things. And God blessed him with a very useless son. Yes. So when he died, they buried him, right? This young man sold everything and bought it. When he bought the car, I'm not sure, right? He rode. I think it was just that. I don't know what happened. And guess what happened? He crashed the car. A wealth of over 20 years his father lived all his life for. So please, if when you make the money, please check that shawarma, blood, watch your head, live life. We have to make more life to live. So this, when we spend money on ourselves, look good. But this issue of burnout, you now realize that it will come to minimal various limits, if that's the issue, right? Thank you. Alright, so our take home for this is, please, you cannot lead a nation, an organization, an idea, whatever you want to call it, if you are still being led by your wounds. Healing is a luxury. It is a business strategy. It is a leadership requirement. What patterns are you repeating in your work and your love life today that belonged in the past? Because you don't expect to do the same thing and expect different results, right? Thank you. No, on the topic, on our topic here is emotional intelligence and resilience. High level leadership requires a cool head and a regulated spirit. When Madam Rivia has talked about a partner, a clubbing, I like how you see, when you want to do something, you just compare yourself when you do things in a rush. And when you do something when you're calm, calculated, you don't see whether people are running that traffic, like people are rushing and going. Just is their time, no problem. If you're still on the red, take that time and pause calmly and reflect on that thing which you want to do. Follow the right patterns, like you said again. I was listening to everybody with so like I can say when you mentioned how you begin small, and it does not mean that you're doing with you. When you doing small and being calm around it is something. It's actually quality. It's money. Is a treasure. Alright, so high level leadership requires a cool head and a regulated heart, not a wandering heart. Resilience is not hardness. A diamond is hardness, but it can be shattered. A tree is resilient because it bends in the storm and returns to a shape. Yes. So also, being resilient does not mean that you are hard. You can bend. Life can hit you and you bend. A tree will bend. If breeze blow through you, then we come to the building level. If breeze blow through you like this, it will still come back. That's the resilience. No matter the turns, the turbulence. Tinubu say tax no come, tax come. Systems changed. This one has happened. So the woman will be there. Let me go back to my topic so I will not take you out of it. So the woman within you should be resilient to say, okay, no matter what I experience in life, I can actually always bounce back. The Bible says, even if a tree is being cut off at the scent of water, it will bud again. Have you ever seen when you cut off a tree and then when it rains, you now see a small bud Once there's water, once rain comes, in fact, if it's dirty water, it will board. I now start seeing a tree that is being cut to, another tree is sprouting from it again. So there's always hope. Emotional intelligence is your ability to feel a trigger. Maybe it is a critic, maybe it is a financial loss, or I'd say, I feel this anxiety. But guess what? It is not my master. What I'm saying for this, a woman with high EQ makes decisions based on strategy, not stress. Use your emotions as data. That's when we say data means as like a pointer. Thank you. Use your emotions as data. If you feel resentful today, don't ignore it. Resentment is your soul telling you that a boundary has been crossed. Use that data to make a decision, not a scene, not a drama. I'm going to rush. I told them 15 minutes. Yes. So I'm on the last point right now. So the burnout barrier and boundaries. So finally, let's talk about the strong woman myth. They said if you are not a renewable source unless you intentionally renew yourself. Please, women, babes, mothers, women, you are not son, you are not son that has his own this thing. Even if I'm sure we all know about solar, that it renews itself. But we are not like that. If you want to renew yourself, it's done intentionally. It's not automatic. So you have that assignment to renew yourself. So whenever you feel you're burnt out, you know what to do. If it's rest, please rest. If anybody thinks that they are flying before you, no problem. Just rest. Take your time. Do your thing. Refuel. Energize. If you look like Haggard, like an old woman of 30 years, when you are just 20-something years, just because of you want to arrive somewhere, and you want to pass, we don't go that way. But what I'm trying to say is please rest. Renew yourself with intentionality. If you need to burn out to look good, gym to look good, do it. If you need to sleep, do it. That healthy food you need to, if it's to buy what's it called, green yogurt for, if you understand the menstrual cycle things, you take it just to renew yourself. So, and society always rewards us for carrying the world on our shoulders until our backs breaks. This myth of the strong woman, please reject it. Reject the idea that being strong means carrying everything until you break. It's not true. True strength is knowing your capacity, what you can carry, do what you are able to do. Mama, I like what you said. Focus on your focus. I think that I can quote everybody that I will just to everybody very, very rapidly. Focus on what? Your focus. What you can do, do it. Because this person is doing it does not mean that you should do it. Yes. Well, I'm here to tell you that rest is a form of resilience. Boundaries are the load bearing. Boundaries now are the load bearing was. Load bearing was like architecture. Who's like okay? Who's close to an architect to agree with me? Load bearing. This is how load bearing was, right? It's very this roof. Load bearing was. You know what happens if they're not there? Yeah. Thank you. It's actually very, very practical. So boundaries are the load bearing walls of your life. If you don't have them, the whole structure on your head will collapse. Just as a building needs load bearing walls, a woman needs a woman's life needs no as a structural support. Now let's do this in categories. So for the professional person here, not answering emails after 8 p.m. is okay. For emotional boundary, not taking on other people's drama as your own is still okay. So if you come and meet me and say, please, Marianne, I would like you to give me 5,000 naira, and I say no, am I a bad person? No. Thank you. If you don't owe me anything, if I ask you for something and it's not okay, and you tell me no, boundaries, that does not mean you're a bad person. You don't go kill yourself because of say one place relationship. The person doesn't appreciate you. I went to an IDP camp 4 years ago when I was starting. So I went to do an Easter camp, Easter activities there. I was very rich that time. Very, very rich. I learned organic poultry. So I trained 2 chickens organically, and I look for rice for my people. I went there to cook. So I had decided that let's cook there too. I got in DJs, I got in hairstylists, I got in barbers. I did the shampoo myself, I remember, and the hair myself. I got many things to do. So when I got there, I did not have money. Look at how I struggled. I trained the meat we were going to use and cook the food. I looked for rice. I begged. I called you, come and help the poor. Want to cook rice, so people give me one more do. Okay? I managed got my gas salt. I look for my friends. Okay, I better come and go IDB camp. I'll pay your transport. Barbers, I got to 3 barbers and artists that would do that face paint. How much? I paid them through my nose. It was not funny. The car that was take us to the place from when I was in Beijing to IDB camp here in Germany. Just by God's grace, I asked for a friend that got so angry with me. Like, who will send me this thing you're doing? See my car don't spoil. I paid everybody through my nose. Now this is the story. She will cook. She will dance. She will jolly. The kids were happy. Now the idea was to cook, not just coming to bring them cooked food. Let's cook together, like community setting. While some people are washing their hair, the other persons are barbing. While some persons are doing the face paint, the kids will dance. If it's the whole of the camp was alright. When the whole story ended, let me go home. This woman held me. And these are the mothers of these kids we cooked together. Okay, so they said I would have to rent the pot, the spoon, everything. Coming down, let me have the story first. I would have to rent, so no problem, I paid to rent it. They said, okay. Well, everything was paid for. Everything, matches was paid for. I think that would be alright. When we're not going. You know what they asked me to do? But no. We left a pot of food though. You know this big party pot of food now? Food still full though. We left after eating. Still full. Well, I left it for them. She have taken it to my house. I don't one the rice in my house, so I was going, they were like, Madam, that is Biamufa. Bianco in Omo. On the ass. Sorry. We have to pay for Omo that we are going to use and wash the pots. I asked how much, they gave their price, I left. I was not going, they still helped me. That was more that bring all back to what I said. People never be grateful, even if you hit your head. This woman asked me again to pay them for cooking for their children that they ate, that I still had a pot of rice for them in the camp. It shocked you, right? It shocked me past you. So how did I now escape that one? I said, okay, show you your account number. They said, yes. Give me your account number. Let me rush and go and send the money to you. Don't worry. Give me your phone number, your account number. I mean, truly I was about doing that too. But when it now was when my team member was like, Mirena, are you okay? After all these things, you kept rice for them that they will eat. They want you to pay for cooking for their children. Food that they ate after paying babas to come and bab and treat their, you know how those kids here can be. Please, say no. What if you do just one shot? I'm telling you, there is nothing. They see all of this we do in this life. There will not matter in heaven. Okay, no matter. So that's just it. Saying no to a request that joins your face is saying yes to cooking. The second point here is you are not a value-added woman if you are not. If you are not a value-added woman, if you're a value-depleted woman, sorry, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You must protect your mental space with the same ferocity that you protect your business. So our call to action today, I'm trying to end here, sorry. The woman within you has been waiting for you to see her. Not the president her, not the mother her, just her. My challenge to you today is go home and audit your foundation. Fix the cracks, set the boundaries because the world doesn't need you. Because the world doesn't just need your work. The world needs you whole. My name is Miriam Jim, and I'm standing here to tell you you're enough, even when you're not doing nothing at all. Even when you're not doing
Once again for Mr. Miriam Eugene. For the first time, you did amazing. Am I wrong? That was great. That was so nice. Thank you so much for that powerful session. You know, this is the building block, actually. This is the foundation for anything you want to build, anything you want to become, your identity. If you don't have a sense of self, if you don't have a solid identity, whatever you build will scatter. Definitely, it will scatter. And I'm grateful that you are bringing this on board at this particular point in time. I like the strategic selection of these topics: identity, clarity and courage, building with structure. And then our last speaker will be wrapping it up for us. And it will be a total package for each and every one of us today. Are you having a good time?
Yes.
Are you learning a lot?
Yes.
Okay. Before I bring up our next speaker, when I say shift, you say ready. Shift!
Ready.
You can't imagine this. When I say shift, you say ready. Shift!
Ready.
Shift!
Ready.
Thank you. That's what's up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the next couple of minutes, I'll bring in up our beautiful Mrs. That is Mrs. our Shakir Owodunni for a session titled The Branded Woman. A round of applause for her as she comes forward for the next 20 minutes, actually. We'll take it.
Good afternoon again, everybody. So I'm going to be talking about brands. Before I go far, I just want you guys to know I'm very shy. I just try to rock it. Let me use that word. Anyway. So I'm going to be talking about branding, and I'll just be telling you about my story. So growing up, I always liked fashion. Like it's always been like something I like, but I didn't see myself as a fashion designer. I saw myself as a writer, a blogger. I just wanted to own like Vogue magazine, something like that. So my dad wanted me to study law, of course, a professional course. Anybody from Ilorin can relate. My dad could just not have me. So I wanted to study mass comm. He said, no, it has to be accounting or law. I didn't want to go to science class. My guidance and counselor spoke to me. You're good at science. I said, me, like this. I just read to pass. I cannot do it. So my dad said I study law. I did study law. I went through law school. But while in school, I wanted badly to do something that has to do with fashion. In fact, all my allowances in school, I don't eat. It was that bad. I just buy clothes, I shop, I do all of that. Like all my friends, when they want to go for parties, it's my room, they come and shop because I always have enough clothes. I'll go back home after school and my mom is like, you don't eat, okay? Who gave you money for all this clothes? I said, Mom, it's all my allowance I used to buy clothes. Because that's what I breathe. Anyway, so my dad has this thing that he does, and would I say it worked against him later in future? Because so when we're back home from school, he must make sure you learn a skill or do a sport or something. Then I used to play basketball when we're on strike. He'd probably say I should go and learn something that has to do anything you wanted to learn anyway. So I got an internship with a big fashion house in Abidaya. So I was interning there. And my dad always in fact, I told my dad that we were paying for the internship, so I collected money from him, and it was a lie. They were even paying me themselves. So every day I come back, like, we paid so much for this thing. What did you learn there now? I'm like, I can't tell you that I was working there, so I was not learning anything. So I had to go and learn something. So I started learning. I started illustrating. I'll show him my illustrations, and he'll be like, wow, this is nice. He didn't know he was reading a fashion designer. So him, I was just learning the skill because school was on strike. Fast forward to law school. I went to law school. I didn't sit down in school. I was running my business. In fact, I'll never forget this night. My tailor went to my house to look for me. My dad said, no. My dad said, nobody that does business in this house. The tailor said, my madam is in this house. My dad said, there's nobody that does business in this house. What are you looking for? My dad, the tailor said, actually, that day, I sent a tailor to go to my brother to collect fuel, but fuel had finished and it was too late. And I know my parents keep fuel somewhere in the house. But this tailor went to go and ring the bell. That's not what I sent him. And I said, okay, take me to where my daughter is. That's how my father came to that place. I swear I went to hide. How I know you're here? I did not. Till today, we did not talk about it. But anyway, that's by the way. So that's like what shaped me, and that's what made me the fashion designer that I was. So when I finished law school, I just had to be a fashion designer. I did, till today, my certificate is with my dad. I don't have it. I gave it to him, and I'm like, Daddy, take, I'm done. It took my dad 8 years before my dad could actually even consider calling me fashion designer. Even when his friends say, we saw her online, she's doing so well, she's designing, he say, barrister alone you. He doesn't care. So all of these things that he did growing up shaped me and made me want more for myself. Right from a very young age, I knew what I wanted in life. I knew when I wanted to get married. I knew when I wanted to have kids, even though I was like a year backward in my plans of having kids, but it was still a course. Right, so, sorry, I just have to go through my points. So now, running my fashion business. As I said in school, I like fashion. So it was not news to everybody that I started a fashion business. Everybody expected it of me. I just was the only one not seeing it until I started. Starting my business, obviously, nobody supported me. I mean, my dad already did not expect me to be a fashion designer. My mom, on the other hand, she didn't want to support me, and my dad would hear that she supported me, and then it would be a problem, so she was working on eggshells around the whole business thing. Though she would give me her clothes to make, and she would pay me so that I can have money to run my business. So capital was a problem. But that one thing that helped me was, in school, as I said, I like fashion. I was the fashionista, I was the fashion girl. So there's nobody I said, I'm doing this thing, come and patronize me. They will come. But they were not paying me. I wasn't making money. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this because I'm talking about branding. So that self-branding that I had unconsciously from school is what helped me all the way. Because it was from my personal page that I got the bulk of the customers that I converted in my business page. Now, those people from my personal page, they could not afford me. Because over time, I realized that I was working almost for free. All of these people who have issues, they'll go and talk about you, they'll go and say all of these things, but they never mentioned the fact that they were underpaying for this service. And this thing was building me because these people were talking about me to the right people. They didn't know. They were gossiping about me and they were saying all of these things about my work and all of that, but they were indirectly pushing me to the right audience. Because when they have these conversations, one person would still come back and be like, this girl that they said all these things about, let me even see if it's for real. So one person comes back and sees that, she isn't even like that. That person brings more customers. And then it kept on going. Now, my personal branding kept on moving higher. I remember the first time, my first rent was 150,000. So I wanted to rent a bigger space, it was 1 million. As at that time, that was a big leap, like 150,000 to 1 million. My younger brother is here. I'll never forget, I called him and I told him I wanted to rent a shop for 1 million. And he said, why are you renting a shop for 1 million? Can you even afford it? What will mommy even say if they come to that place? Now, is it not too big for you? I said, I know the kind of clients I want to attract. I know the kind of clients I already have. The space I have, I spend so much money going to meet my clients at home because they can't come to my space. They can't see the space that I have. So I need a space that can accommodate the kind of clients that I have. Again, branding. So I had to get a better space and I started getting the kind of clients I wanted. Clients were coming with Ghana must go of clothes. I was meeting governors' wives and all of that. Again, these people that were talking about me, they were talking in places that they were carrying my names to places that were going to benefit me, unknowing. So I always tell,
may our enemies always carry our
So I always tell people that my name is here and I'm not there yet. My name has gone places that even me I'm not reaching those places. But one thing those people don't know is that you are taking my name far away because by the time these people meet me, they are meeting a different person. You know, when people say things about you, they don't say exactly how it is. They say it in a certain way. And the people are like, this small girl, she can do this thing. You know, I have this thing where a client is like super upset, they're angry, and then somebody has poured their mind with so many things when they meet me. It's not even a joke. They literally turn to ice. Like when they meet me in person, they literally turn to ice. Because they're like, I don't understand. Like, is it you that did this thing? Or you have two personalities or what? How are you able to do this? And then we meet you and you're doing this. I'm like, it's the grace of God. God planted that seed of those thoughts in those people's heads and made them say those things in the places that He said them. Because believe me, majority of my clients came from, I heard this about you, but I said, let me even try, and I'm convinced that you're not this and you're not that. I remember one time Vicky James was dragged. She had said online, you know, sometimes when you get big, you just, let me use the word Miss Young. So she said something online, she said, no designer should make clothes for free for anybody. And then people dragged her and said, but you make clothes for free for people at some point in your life. That's still branding. Why? Because you want people to see what you do. They don't know you. You need them. You have to do some services for free. I understand a lot of people would say in your business, you need structure, you need this, you need that. You need humility. Like you need to humble yourself to the lowest possible level for you to get access to success. I still have clients today that I make clothes for free. Those clients can afford me. Those clients can pay me. But I still make clothes for them for free because I know that the people that those clients will get to me, I won't even believe it. 2 years ago, I was given an award by the First Lady. And it was something that happened unexpected. Like everybody keeps asking me, how did you do it? And when I ask that, when I get that question, I'm like, what do you mean, how did I do it? Like people pay for these things. Because people are asking me that, how did they call you? It was extremely random. I tell you, it was extremely random. It's not like it was a situation of I was ready when the opportunity came. The First Lady needed somebody to have that conversation. I had somebody in the room when she was talking about it. And the person said, I have this lady and she's really good. Let me see her work. Imagine my work wasn't up to par. They won't pick me. The First Lady saw my work and she said, oh, she can do it, but can she talk in public? The person showed her my influencing page and showed her that I do all these things already. And they invited me 3 days to it. In fact, I didn't know it was a big event. I wasn't even ready for it. But I just thought that the whole paparazzi around me was a lot. The PH, the First Lady was calling me, the SA was calling me, somebody came to my house, they brought IV, they did this, they were going to send the car, and I was like, is it that deep? I didn't even tell my family, like I didn't think it was a big deal, so I didn't tell anybody. So when I got there, I saw my picture projected, and I realized everybody sitting in that room was there because of me. I called my mom, I said, Mommy, I'm going back home. I can't do this. I literally can't do this. So again, branding. Because I was positioned and I was ready to grab that opportunity. One thing I don't joke with is branding myself. As they say, never to be caught on fresh. I don't joke with how I look. I don't joke with how I step out. I don't joke with what I say. I don't joke with what I do. I'm very intentional about everything I do. I'm the most disorganized person, I can't even lie. But in the middle of that disorganization, it's because I want to do so many things, because I am so many things at the same time. But every year I learn and I unlearn. I learn to be very intentional. I learn to delegate. I struggle a lot with delegation. I find myself, so for me, delegation is delegating the big things. Having a maid, having a driver, having a cook. But you know, as little as somebody planning your schedule, you should delegate it. Because it's extremely stressful. There are days where I don't even have 1 hour. Let's say 1 hour. I don't even have 5 minutes for myself. Because I'm going to drop off my kids, my staff leave me in the office, I have a brand meeting, I have to go back and pick my kids, I have to be a wife, I have to do so many other things. And I just told myself that the only way out is to delegate. Delegation might cost you a lot of money. But before I got to the stage that I could afford to hire people to delegate to, I used everybody around me. I used my mom, my siblings. This morning I knew I had to come here and I was very tense. I called my younger brother, I said, Peter, are you going out today? You're my driver for the day. Please bring me here. That one is sorted. My videographer disappointed me this morning. Immediately I called someone else. I said, can you handle this for me? That is sorted. I called my staff in the office. I won't be around till 3 p.m. Handle this, handle that. That is sorted. My daughter had to go to school. I got someone to get an Uber for her. Not my little daughter, I have a poster daughter, she's older. I got someone to get an Uber for her. That one is. I made sure I delegated everything that I have to do because life goes on even if I have other things to do. Now, another thing I did for myself was, alhamdulillah, as she said, God bless me with an amazing husband. My husband really doesn't bother. He doesn't care. Like, he can't be bothered. It's not like he doesn't care about me, but he doesn't take things seriously. He doesn't take things to heart. If I just I might not have told him about this event and he sees it online, like, how come you didn't tell me? Was it nice? He won't have feelings. He already knows I have a very, very busy schedule. So that one is sorted. Now, I know that when I go to work, I have so many things going on. So most times, if you meet me in the office, I'm always looking scattered. I have to tell myself that, why do people patronize you in the first place? It's about me. They can get these services from every other person. They can get it anywhere else. But it's me. The way I wear my clothes, the way I market my clothes, the way my lifestyle. Lifestyle is very, very important. As much as they say fake it till you make it, and some people would say you're living a fake lifestyle is relative. Because to be very honest, somebody seeing my brother drive me here, for example, and seeing me on a different day, driving a different car, you probably feel like she's living a fake life, but that's not fake life. It's whatever it is that you want to see. You see it as a fake life, me, I don't see it as a fake life. I have to do that because I have to do what I have to do. There are some places I want to go to and I can't carry my car. I'll call my mom, Mommy, I need your car. I'll carry my mom's car there. Because if I carry my car there, I won't get access to what I want. But if I carry my mom's car there, they are opening the gates for me, sharp, sharp, sharp. Now, I'm not telling you to live in your fake life, just like she mentioned. No, don't live in your fake life, because now every fake life or whatever it is you want to live, make sure it's calculated. What am I getting out of this? If I rent a car for 70,000 naira, it must mean that you're going to go and sign with a 1 billion naira contract or something. But not that you're renting a car of 70,000 naira to go and hang out with your friends. Like, it doesn't make sense. But so many people do that because they say branding, I have to look good, how you look is how you... Is it my friends that want to address me a certain way? Are they giving me money? So why do I need them to address me in a certain way? It's that bad that if I buy an expensive handbag, I don't even tell my friends the price. Majority of people around me don't even know how much my kids' school fees is. Because I'm not doing it because of those people. One, I'm doing it for my kids, and I won't lie, I'm taking my kids to that particular school because I want to network. I want my kids to grow up and have access to certain things that I didn't have access to. And I know that putting them in a particular place will give them access to those things. Now, it's not really only about access. I want them to have good education. I want them to have good this and that. So what is that thing I'm going to do that will make them have access to everything as a whole? Total package. I'll see, my husband doesn't believe in paying for an expensive school. He grew up extremely rich, but he also didn't grow up with access to some certain things. Now, my father has always been a civil servant. But trust me, I thought we were very, very rich. Until the first day I went to my village and I saw a Homer, I was like, really? There are rich people in this place. Because left to me, we had every single thing that we wanted. So there was no reason to feel like somebody else was richer than me. We could travel abroad, we had phones, we had washing machine, we had all the luxuries to feel like a rich person would have. But my mom always says something. My mom would say, a rich person might have 10 cars. You have 1 car. It can't take you wherever it is you want to go. That person just has 10. The person has excess. But you have the basic that you need, and that's fine. For me, I have 4 topics, but I'm intertwining them here. For me, I'm able to divide my time. So over time, when I remember there was a time I was working 22/7. I go to work every other day. My husband, he won't complain, but I could see it in his face. I just sat down and spoke to myself one day that all this money you're making, at the end of the day, you're putting the money back into the business. Because the money is not even showing in your body. It's not like your husband is hungry or anything. He's able to provide for you. He's able to take care of your kids. So why are you suffering yourself up and down? I knew it was passion. And I also knew that, as I said, I'm very calculative with everything I do in my life. I know where I want to be when I'm 40. That is my vision. But at the end of the day, what's my husband's vision? See, my husband just wants to come back home and meet his wife and his kids and watch TV and sleep and go to work the next day. He just wants to have a normal life, which is fine, but I want more. But I also have to meet him halfway. So I told myself that if I had a job, I'll go to work from 9 to 5, right? So how about I start going to work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Once it's 5 p.m., you can't call me about anything that has to do with work. I'm done. I've closed that chapter. I'm delegated it to somebody else, because I know the kind of business I do, people will always need certain things all through 24 hours. So I delegate other people to do those things, and I focus on my family. Now, my kids can be very, very overbearing, and kids always are. Once you get back from work, mommy this, mommy that drives me crazy, because I'm back from work, I want to rest. By the end of the day, I have to be their mom. So I dedicated Fridays to my kids. I don't do anything on Fridays. I drop them off at school, I pick them up, we go out, I'm giving you one whole day. I've tried. Weekends, my kids have gone to my parents' house. Then I can rest and be a wife to my husband. Men, anyway, for the married women here, as they say Islamically, your husband cannot come for you and you say no. Me, I used to say no when I'm tired. because I'm tired. But also, I'll talk to him and I'll be like, today I'm tired, don't worry. Some other day, but I don't dismiss him. I don't make him feel like I'm tired because I'm working. Because at the end of the day, he didn't send me to work. He can actually take care of us, but you want more and you don't want to sit down at home. That's why you're working. So as much as possible, we need to try and manage our time in whatever it is we're doing. I always tell young business owners now that as much as you see online, everybody is carrying entrepreneurship on their head, everybody is carrying supermom on their head. It doesn't pay. You will slump and die, and your husband will marry another wife. If it's not your husband, your workers will find another boss. Life is going to go on. So you need to plan your time very, very well and take care of yourself. There are days where I have anxiety. I always have anxiety over everything. But there are days where I'm feeling anxious and I want to take a medication, and I tell myself that it's my medication. Do you know that as little as just sitting down in the house, put your leg in warm water, drink water, watch Netflix, I swear you feel good. Just the thought of, I'm not doing anything today, I see, let everybody go to hell. And one thing that is going to kill you, I think she mentioned, is if you can't say no. I swear for the longest time, I don't know how to say no. There's nothing, in fact, my friends always come to me because they know that I would never say no. And I realized that very first day, I decided to say no. It was a serious risk. Like my friends were talking to me, and I'm thinking, the hell have been hurting me so over and over. I don't even discuss it with you. I don't even say anything. But the first time I said no, and then you're reacting this way, that was the day I started saying no. That was the day I started saying no to my clients, to my friends, to every. In fact, now, for some of my friends joking, they said, now I'm a witch. I said, I accept it with my full chest. I'm a witch. Because you guys have been stepping on me, and with everybody around me, they keep stepping on me because I don't say no. And then one day I wake up, in fact, even with my business, I realized that there are so many people doing this business. How do you filter yourself? Number one, it's me coming out as my original self. People are patronizing this business because of what they want from me as a person. That's my personal brand. Now, second thing is your originality, your work. If your work is really good, people will patronize you. But let's be honest, there are so many people these days that are good. Everybody is going to fashion school now. Everybody is learning how to be an influencer. Every single day, there's one influencer coming up. Before you know, it's 100 followers, 1 million followers. They've already gone. So how do you remove yourself? Just find a niche. I woke up and I told myself that all these upcoming people, somebody will come to your brand and say, okay, how much is this dress? You tell them 1 million. And they're like, well, this person made it for 100K. To be very honest, it's the same quality. But now that person is not me. The branding thought I'll add to that thing that made it 1 million. That person cannot get it even in the next 10 years. Because when that person adds 10 years to their own business knowledge, I've added extra 10 years to my last 20 years, you cannot still meet up. So I just told myself that I think I want to create my own niche, and that niche is the luxury market. Because I've paid my dues for the regular market. Now let me move to another market. Because right now, as I said, my name always goes before me. This position I have right now, especially immediately after I got the award from the press league, everybody started saying, oh, don't go there, oh, they are very expensive. I wasn't even very expensive at that time. But everybody kept saying, oh, don't go there, they are very expensive. Oh, you see those rich people that are looking for very expensive, they were pushing them my way. Because randomly you just say, oh, I heard about you from this, and I'm like, oh, really, she did? She couldn't have spoken about me in a nice way, but you just picked it and you came there. So it all just worked in my favor. Intentionality is very important. Anything you do in this life, be it your kids, be it your husband, be it your kids man, be it your cook, Be whoever it is around you, make sure you're intentional about how you relate with everybody. Everything you do must have, okay, this is what I want to do, this is why I want to do it, and this is the result I want to get. And if you don't get that result, change your plans, change your plan, abort mission and find something else to do. Let me go back to my Bible script. So I'm supposed to talk about leadership and the use of AI as well. So for leadership, I struggled a lot with it. As I said, it was very hard for me before to get kids. Because growing up, my dad made us very, very independent. So it was hard for me to tell somebody to do this for me. But I knew over time that this is what I want to do now. Everything I learned in my business, I learned on the job. I didn't go to fashion school. I didn't go to business school. I don't have an MBA. But it was bad. I know a lot of people say that, okay, they don't have knowledge in this and they're very good at it, and they use that as a bragging point. I don't use it as a bragging point because if I had known better, I would have gone to fashion school. If I had known better, I would have done my master's immediately I finished school. I probably would have done an MBA or I probably would have done something in fashion, but I would have done something that would have made life easier for me because what I learned over time in 10 years, you could have learned those things in 1 year. If somebody that knew the ropes just held my hands and said, do it this way, it would have been easier for me. Many times I had issues with my staff simply because it was hard for me to lead them. All they needed, one thing with staff is, I would listen to what Ibukunwa she would always say anything she's not good at, she hires somebody for it. But guess what? What people would mostly advise you is that don't hire somebody you can't do what the person is doing. Trust me, it's that thing you don't know how to do, you need to hire the best person for. All you need to do is, one, you learn from that person as well. Secondly, just give that person a pattern, a structure. This is the output I want. This is how I want it. Deliver. If he or she doesn't deliver, fire. End of discussion. If you know you can afford to train that person, train the person, fine. But you don't necessarily have to know that skill that person is doing. It's good to have prerequisite knowledge in every business you're doing, fine. But you don't need to know every single skill in that business because you're just going to burn out. It's just going to mean every time somebody wants to do something, you can never be satisfied. They would never get it right because you feel like you know how to do it best. I had to start taking leadership courses because I felt like I needed to take business courses. But I started taking leadership courses so that I can lead my staff. Leading is extremely hard. Leading is not just going to the office and say, do this, do that. For the longest time, I was having issues with my staff. And I'm like, probably a good boss. You're not supposed to be a nice boss. You're supposed to play a good cop, bad cop. Some days you're good, some days you're bad. My staff already know that this one doesn't have boundaries. Let's break everything. So they just misbehave around me and they know I'll look the other way. But over time, I learned that if I had known how to be a good leader from the beginning, I probably would not have had some hiccups that I had over time in my